What started as a series of immigration raids in Los Angeles quickly escalated into one of the most intense standoffs between federal and state officials in recent history. On Friday, June 6, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, launched coordinated raids across Los Angeles. They targeted locations including a Home Depot, garment factories, warehouses, and street vendor areas. At least 44 individuals were arrested for what the Department of Homeland Security described as immigration violations, claiming some of those detained were gang members and criminals. The arrests triggered immediate protests. Demonstrators blocked entrances to the Edward R. Roybal Federal Building downtown, where detainees were being processed. That afternoon, David Huerta, president of the Service Employees International Union, one of the country's most influential labor unions, was arrested outside a garment warehouse raid. His arrest spurred further protests outside the Metropolitan Detention Center. By evening, the Los Angeles Police Department declared an unlawful assembly. Officers deployed tear gas, issued tactical alerts, and made arrests. The following day, reports emerged of additional ICE activity outside a Home Depot in Paramount, where day laborers often gather. Protesters clashed with security forces. Tear gas and flashbangs were used to disperse the crowd. Demonstrations escalated, with stone throwing, roadblocks, and a vehicle set on fire. The LA County Sheriff again declared an unlawful assembly. That evening, President Donald Trump issued an executive order deploying 2,000 National Guard troops to LA without California Governor Gavin Newsom's consent. He also ordered 700 Marines to support the operation. Newsom called the move a blatant abuse of power. LA Mayor Karen Bass called it an intentional effort to sow chaos. By Sunday morning, 300 National Guard troops had arrived in areas including downtown LA, Paramount, and Compton. Thousands of demonstrators rallied near the Metropolitan Detention Center. Marches moved from City Hall to the Federal Detention Center. Protesters briefly blocked the 101 freeway and set fire to several autonomous vehicles. Authorities responded with tear gas, rubber bullets, and flashbangs. On Monday, June 9, ICE resumed raids across Southern California. Thousands gathered for a major rally at Grand Park. The SEIU called for Huerta's release and the removal of National Guard troops. Huerta was later released on $50,000 bond. That afternoon, California filed a lawsuit against President Trump and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, arguing that the federal deployment violated state sovereignty. Trump then doubled the number of National Guard troops from 2,000 to 4,000 and reinforced them with more Marines. By Tuesday, the protests had entered their fifth day. Some demonstrations remained peaceful, while others involved vandalism and clashes. A curfew was declared in parts of downtown LA. Mayor Bass called it a necessary measure to stop looting and vandalism. Despite widespread criticism from local and state officials, Trump stood by the military presence. A Pentagon official estimated the cost of the deployment at $134 million. These protests form part of a larger wave of demonstrations across the U.S. against ICE operations. According to acled, over 2,100 such protests have taken place since January 2025.